3, 2, 1. Welcome, guys, to our now called Noun Talks. We'll explain at the very end why we call it Noun Talks, but I guess
this is the very first episode.
Not really, you know what I mean? It's the first episode of the new name, but where we talk about whatever we want, whoever we want. I guess that's the thing for us. So we have our usual people here. We got Joey on my left. We got my brother Miguel on my right. And hey, Joey, I said his name.
Does that count?
Yeah, that counts. That counts.
Party time.
But and my name's Andre, and I'm hosting this. But the topic of this specific podcast is it's gonna be why we got into photography / videography and / why we got into YouTube in the first place, or how our channel came about.
It's a good introduction,
essentially,
I guess.
It's it's kind of like the history and kind of explanation of why our channel name was the way it was before, but.
We're gonna introduce that, or we're gonna explain that part.
I mean, yeah, like it's a short story. Like we think it's complicated. It's not really that complicated.
Really
we'll
not.
Explain it towards the end once we
It's a
explain
long,
the
short
reason.
story.
Right. Once we explain the story of why, or the reason why we changed our podcast name and also our YouTube channel name. But so we'll start it off with why we got into. Actually, we'll start off with did you get into photography or videography first?
I got into photography first. I think I was in high school. There was this one kid, I'm not gonna mention his name because he also got me into playing guitar as well.
Nice.
Fuck that guy.
But no, he's great. He's a great guy.
Scratch that.
Take that back.
No, but I remember he was big on photography, so it made me like dabble a little bit into it. I don't think like I think me and my parents talked about getting like an actual DSLR, but it never happened. But then I think like the first time I went to New York with like my family and we walked like everything, we went on this like boat ride. And that's kind of where I started like actually like focusing on like learning how to take pictures, how to space things in frame. Mm-hmm. And I think from there, we were already hanging out as a group. And
Also,
I think...
When was this? Do you remember when specifically? Like age-wise at least.
Let's put it this way. Before our first trip to New York?
Yeah, before our first trip.
I think you talked about it because that's when you mentioned the ferry ride,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were into photography prior to that.
Yeah, and then our friend group, we all kind of just started making ideas together, and that's how we're here now.
I think me and him kind of got into photography at the same time, mostly because it was for fashion. You know, we did it for like. For you, it was IG pictures. You were doing IG.
You were always pretty creative with them, with like your fit pics.
But he wasn't using a DSLR. He was just using his iPhone. Yeah, you were just using your phone at the time. But you were into IG. Would you say were you like first year IG? Like within the first year?
Yeah, when
I know for a fact I was not first year.
Yeah, I feel like
remember we had to convince him to make one. Remember?
You had to make mine. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was it senior year? I think it was
my
senior
year.
Yeah. Everything happened in his senior year.
Where you cut my hair for the first time.
That was a good time. That was a fun time.
That was my favorite haircut, by the way.
That was
Thank
a
you.
fun time.
But yeah, you cut my hair and you styled me, and the first picture on Instagram was my newly cut hair
with the outfit we put together.
With the outfit you put together, and went to school. The next day, not gonna lie to you guys, people stared at me because I looked different from what I was, what I was before.
No, I did.
Not in that type of way, but it's just like
I was like,
your style drastically changed the night of. You know what I mean? And it was obviously I had the clothes, I just didn't put it together.
That feeling.
That feeling
I would feel so powerful. Yeah, what's up?
What's going on? Yeah, I'm Andre.
Well. What's it called?
Hold on. You give him the little glass, kind of like. That's me.
Tis I. But for me, it was like I felt awkward because I thought they were staring at me for the wrong reason. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
What an ugly guy.
I thought they were judging my hair at first because I thought that like because my hair was no. But before. I had a different style haircut. You knew my haircut before, and it's way different from...
It's just the same when you don't get your haircut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. I never put my hair up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
let's put it this way. He never styled it.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I did style before, it wasn't with pomade, it was with gel. So it would be like stiff. So,
With the stiff.
but once I came in that day, like, you know, people saw it. Like, oh shit, he literally changed up his style within like overnight.
Yeah.
So that was like
Literally
a drastic change. So
Yeah, who's the tastemaker though?
it was you two both
No,
actually.
that's for sure. I just did the hair.
It's like, let me just
But no,
stop.
hair.
But you convinced the hair because me and him had practically got the same
Shit.
haircuts all
Shit
the time,
hair, bro.
right?
Yeah.
And we never really looked into undercuts and stuff like that, which now everyone has undercuts. But
Yeah.
like, I'd say it's a timeless hairstyle. I think a lot of people can pull it off in general.
It's
so
clean.
yeah,
It's clean, yeah.
Yeah, so it's easy to pull off that type of hairstyle. But back to you. You were into Instagram within the first year.
Yeah, I think for me, let's just put it this way. It was probably the same time as when we all kind of like met each other. Because, like, normally, like, my posts are just like on my phone.
What are you doing?
Yeah, like, what am I doing and stuff like that. And, like, maybe I'll add my shoes or whatever.
Because that's
And-
originally what Instagram was for.
Yeah.
And then all
And
of a sudden
plus-
it's a fashion scene.
Yeah,
now.
and plus I didn't really have a job at that time yet when it started popping off. So it's like I couldn't really buy
Cool
all
stuff,
the clothes or
Yeah, you
all
started-
the shoes.
You started
So-
buying clothes when I was in junior year of high school. Like,
yeah, but
once-
even then, it wasn't even like anything
stylish.
crazy.
Yeah, like, it was
Like-
stylish, but like it was
like-
essential
I
pieces.
think we
Yeah.
kicked it off with Killian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
shout outs
Killian
to
was
Killian.
like the
Affordable
one,
clothes.
the jumping point to where like we really kind of pay attention to what we were wearing.
what we
So, yeah, I think when we got introduced to you and you like doing photography and stuff, I was like, yo.
Yeah, because
shoot me.
originally we would always just go to like, we went to the harbor
Mhm.
and I was taking pictures with my phone.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's part of what.
Then you found out we had a
Kicked it off.
DSLR camera,
Yeah.
and
And
you
then
started
that's
playing
when we
around with the
started
camera a
we
lot
all
more.
started doing that.
I think that's when it all started. And then like
It was definitely based on fashion. That's
Yeah.
the reason, mainly why
I think
we got into it.
the very first trip to New York was like
The
I feel like
kickoff.
for you guys,
jumping
it was
point.
the fashion.
Was it?
yeah.
I feel like I always had like the photography thing.
like aesthetic kind of.
So I always just I always just
Yeah.
like I like still to this day I don't really like being in front of the camera.
Mhm.
So that's why I guess I really tried to learn as much of photography as I could back then.
right.
Mm.
And then I think the thing that lifted us up with videography was Justin Escalona,
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
You
Yeah.
guys definitely watched him
Was
first.
it me?
I definitely watched
Did I
him.
show you or
guys,
you showed
both
me?
of-
It was
no,
him.
you-
It was him.
Yeah, no, yeah, you guys showed me.
It was
Okay.
him
It was-
though. I didn't watch early on. I wasn't really.
Shout out to Justin, man.
yeah,
he
him-
came a long way.
he came
Man,
along.
shout outs to you. Half the things in my life because of you.
But
I
like,
think
he
even
introduced-
music wise,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of these like I guess indie musicians or would you say indie? I guess
Yeah.
like
Because
At
Like,
first,
non-mainstream.
at first
Yeah.
indie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Khalid was
I
definitely
think
his biggest.
the way I think even like with the videos that we've made, kind of has the
The
same
Escalona-esque.
elements.
Yeah.
To
where
what
we
his
want to make
vlog-
it cinematic.
Yeah.
And it's not just like us talking in front of a camera. Because like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of vloggers out there that
That
talk,
just use raw footage.
it's just their
That's it.
footage,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with that, you know.
Yeah.
But for us specifically, I feel, for me actually, I feel uncomfortable just walking around talking to my camera. I think it's
Yeah.
something that you have to learn how to get used to, because it's not a normal thing to do, just to talk in front
Yeah,
of the
man. I
camera.
mean,
and stuff
especially
like
if you just go into Walmart and be like, "Hey guys, I'm just browsing through the aisles or Target or whatever."
that. Right, I don't like that the eyes on me when I'm walking in public and just talking to a camera, because it feels like they're staring at me. Like, obviously there's gonna be people who are gonna be like, "Oh, I don't care what other people think," but that's just, for me, that's not me. I'm not that type of person to be just like, I could do this and I don't care what anyone else thinks, you know?
But I think I think going back to I guess where we really started, it was pretty much just when we started like hanging out more and more, and it got to the point like maybe we could do this, man.
Yeah, we had that common basis. Like
maybe
we can get into it.
Yeah,
It
and
even
then
good.
we did end up making a little mini.
Yeah, we made a
Short
mini thing.
film.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was,
Whoa.
and not gonna lie, shooting that was kind of fun.
It was fun.
We'll come full circle to that a little bit later on into it. We'll talk more of like the
Our
reasons,
YouTube side.
yeah, or other like the videography, and that's the type of stuff that we like. But I was trying to get back to it. It was like, it wasn't even just the DSLR that we had, we got into filming stuff because we played basketball, and we would film.
Yeah,
You remember?
did, you had your
We
GoPro.
would film with the GoPro, and we would like.
We would just watch it.
We would just
at
watch
home.
it, and we'd have fun just watching the clips over again. Even though it was just like, it wasn't the best video, but I mean,
it
we just wanted to watch us
standstill.
play. Yeah, it was just we wanted to watch our play. But it started. It sprung off of that too, like just us doing that. I'm pretty sure me and you got a lot closer and talked about photography because we worked together initially.
Yeah, and then I remember there was like a couple times where it was just us two going out. We went to the Federal Hill once.
Yeah.
We went a couple places, just us, and just took pictures. You edited. And
Right, and then it jumped off from there.
Yeah.
For me, it was like the beginning. For me, the beginning part of Instagram for me was food. I took pictures of food.
Yeah.
And that was my thing at the very beginning. It wasn't really fashion based necessarily. It was more of like what the old Instagram used to be. It was like you post what you're doing.
Yeah, you
And
post
whatever
I
you're
used to
doing,
post what I
whatever
eat.
you're eating,
Yeah.
whatever you bought.
Right. I'm pretty sure I took one of my first pictures too. Was like I took a picture of my laptop with the Supreme and Killian sticker.
Yep.
No longer with me today. I upgraded my laptop, but it was just like,
Yeah, I
this is
remember-
my brand
Yeah.
that I like.
I remember you also had a picture of the banh mi from that one sandwich spot.
Yes, I remember that.
That was good.
Yeah.
I missed that spot.
Was it
Low-key, I want
the
a
local
sandwich.
fry.
Yeah.
Local fry.
They
yeah.
closed.
They
That,
did?
that location closed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, but okay. They're not bankrupt. They're just closed that
Yeah.
spot.
I don't know.
I like that. Even though we only went one time, I low-key I actually like that. I like those type of sandwiches for some reason. It doesn't. I don't know why. It's just
Such
a
a
simple
tangent.
sandwich. Yeah, it is a tangent. It's going away.
The
but
crunchy bread.
Eee.
The crunchy untoasted bread.
Eee.
That's the complete opposite from Subway. How you make fresh baked bread that's stale?
You know
I-
their bread can't be called bread, right? In UK,
Yeah, 'cause of the
it's
What a
sugar.
tangent!
Sugar. Speaking of sugar.
Reeling it back though. So for you, Instagram wise, what were your posts like? Because I know I remember his was shoes and what you were doing essentially. It wasn't heavily edited, right?
I mean, we had the
I
filters.
think so. I would have the filters.
Filters?
filters.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it wasn't.
See, I don't
edited.
know about the filter stuff because
But
like
No one uses them
There's
anymore.
definitely-
no one
filters.
used it. They would really edit their stuff before they
Right.
put it
That's
out.
not really edited. It's just presets.
Yeah.
No.
Because
Like,
we actually take the time, or you take the time to edit photos.
no, but like people now, like more people, quote unquote, edit their stuff
Oh, yeah.
outside of Instagram
Yeah.
before they do it. Like they'll have it touched up a little bit, stuff like that. But
Yeah,
before it was presets,
Mayfair,
right?
Amaro, Hudson. Wait, yeah.
How do you remember?
Bro, you
There,
still
no, there's a Kinj's video. I'll show y'all later.
Okay.
I'll show y'all later.
But okay, so what was yours like?
Well, when Instagram first came out, my girlfriend at the time, she was pretty hipster-ish,
Okay.
and she was pretty good with it. Oh yeah, that's another. I guess thing that got me into photography was my girlfriend at the time.
Was into photography as well, or fashion, or
Photography, yeah.
Okay.
Cause she had like an actual like film lens
Oh, okay.
or film
word.
camera, yeah.
yeah. Shit.
Oh, then you have to develop it and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Cause like I remember she took like a
that
couple
sounds
like
tiring. That sounds tiring.
yeah, but I mean if you love it, you love it.
Right.
I definitely think yeah, she loved it. But like yeah, she always just took like really well spaced out, really good framed,
With like good composition.
aesthetically
Yeah.
pleasing, everything. Like yeah.
With those cameras, was it like was it like a one shot kind of thing
It
where
was like
you'd
you wind
waste
it
actual?
and then kick, and you gotta wind it again. Yeah.
So it was like you would waste shots if you
Damn.
don't get them right.
Yep.
So you had to be
You
really
only got like
particular.
2 shots, bro.
Yep.
You better get the Supreme correct. You know what I'm saying?
Versus us now.
Get that box logo correct. I want it to look like this. But I guess what we could talk about, just since we touched on fashion and like the reasons why we got into photography, we can touch on the what style of photography we like doing now. You know what I mean?
I mean, I wouldn't know because I don't really pick up the lens. I'm usually the one in front of it. I'm pretty much.
Yeah,
You're the subject.
you're the model, but you're
of
also the
everybody.
editor.
That's,
Yeah, and you have a vision of
that's
what
very
you.
narcissistic of me, isn't it?
I mean, not really, because it's like we ask you to do it because we think you're good in front of the camera naturally.
Yeah, you move good in front of the camera. I personally don't like being in front of the camera.
I want to be more in front of the camera, but whenever he's with me, he can't take a picture.
Bro,
He can't
I'm
find the
learning,
angles.
okay?
He's
I'm
learning his
learning.
stuff. He's learning his stuff,
I'm
but
learning.
he really
Oh
does.
no! Last time we went on the shoot, you looked like you knew what he was doing. I was like,
Whenever
Rick
he's
Yeah,
came a
with-
long
because
way.
he was telling me what to do before
okay.
that.
Okay.
No, he told me what to do before that, and then I was like, you know what? I think I can do this.
Yeah.
Well, for him, he needs to learn angles. It's not that he doesn't like
That's
the
what Mia
pictures turn
says.
out blurry. It's just the angles aren't flattering to the person.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what Mia
whenever you
says.
take a picture of me, it's never
You're
the
not
best
the only
angle.
one, dog.
Yeah, but it's never the best angle of me, and it's just like you take one
Make
and then.
sure you pull up the pictures I took at the museum.
I was trying to find the pictures. I'm pretty sure I still have it, but it's
Oh,
like
it's in Lightroom. Don't worry.
it's always the worst version.
I
of
can
me
edit
that-
it for you.
No, please don't. It's always like the weirdest angle, or it's not. There's no angle. It's just a straight shot.
No.
it's just straight on
But
you.
there's a little icon that I can click on Lightroom where you can kind of tilt it. There's
you Dutch angle it
You
to the
make the
side.
angles.
Exactly.
You don't
You
catch
gotta
it. You
go.
make 'em.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
But for him, like it's not narcissistic because we ask you to be in front of the camera because you're naturally
I feel like you're naturally the best in front of the camera.
you or Alj. Alj is very good, but
Alj
Alj
is good at posing.
Yeah,
Alj
yeah.
has really good animated poses, which
Yeah,
is like
his more
aesthetically
very
pleasing to actually look at.
Right.
Especially with his hair too. His hair adds like another element to
depth,
the
yeah.
picture
Yeah.
for some reason.
Especially with like the blonde tips.
I feel like both of you guys aren't afraid to put yourselves out there. At least not as
Yeah, I
like,
would
'cause
say.
I'm pretty. You know.
I wouldn't say that. What's it called? I would say you're shy in front of the camera, but I wouldn't say that you don't look good in pictures because there's a good amount of pictures I've taken of you that I personally think like they're really good. But for you, like it's a taste.
Yeah.
It's like
The
a taste thing.
bonfire one.
The bonfire one is really really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, for sure.
That was
But
dope.
but there's even more previous pictures that I've taken of him in the past that I
The
think
tunnel?
are
The train track.
the train track tunnel.
That was dope.
Like
too.
there's a bunch of pictures out there that you personally haven't posted, but we posted on Noun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Yeah,
ever,
check
I
us
don't
out
really,
on
I don't
Now.
really keep
Yeah.
up.
But I think that you're just camera shy. It's not that you don't look good in pictures. It's just you don't know how to naturally move in front of a camera. Same thing goes for me. I don't think I naturally move in front of the camera really well. I have a couple poses, but after that, if you told me, "Hey, pose another way," I couldn't figure it out.
you
See,
got
it's
the three out
one
of me,
thing
homie.
to
Yeah.
know how to move in front of the camera, but it's also another thing to tell how people should pose.
Like,
Because I
That's
think
one thing I do not know.
exactly same here.
I think as a photographer, we
Like-
both don't know how to do.
Yeah, that's
like,
something we
I
should
feel
work
like
on.
also why that's probably the only. Well, I wouldn't say only, but like that's probably one of the reasons why I don't think we haven't picked up like any
People.
projects with other people, just because we're kind of still kind of scared to like
Well, okay.
Put our work out there.
not
No.
put
As
our
far
work
as-
out there, but like
We're
I
scared
would
to ask
say
for
do
money.
Work on there.
no, not even asked about money. It's like one, taking the time away from people, and two, kind of just like
What if they don't?
what if they don't know how to move or pose in front
I
of
was
the
gonna say,
camera?
what if they don't like the end project?
Or
So-
that too.
so-
Well, that'd be like the I guess
money
like
part.
the result of
Yeah.
that. But I'm saying like it's hard to like really
Tell a person how to pose
yeah
or give direction to
or
a
give
person.
directions on how they should be moving or posing in front of the camera, because you might have an idea in your head
Of how you want it.
how you want people to be like in front of the camera, but then it may feel awkward to them at one point, and
Also-
especially if they're like you, where like you're not comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah, and then without the
And then-
confidence, it won't look as
Exactly. So it's like one thing. Confidence is like one thing that you should have in front of the camera, but then also knowing what would complement your body type and like how you look and your aesthetic that you're trying to get.
I guess the best way to put it is like if we were to work with other people and like outside of our friend zone, obviously.
Right.
The best thing I think the best advice we could give or we could ask of the person we're trying to photograph at that point in time is just like, if you feel uncomfortable in front of the camera, try practicing posing in front of a mirror for like a couple hours, just so that you know which angles are flattering to you and you can convey that, or you can
I think
communicate
also, though,
with me.
I feel like one thing that could actually might solve that is like just playing music.
I think so.
And it's kind of hard because like what if we are in a public place and you don't want to be that person that just like
Blares
plays
music.
loud ass music, but like when it comes to like places that are more secluded, or like we're in a private area, or even at home or whatever, like a studio or something, I feel like setting that mood with like music and stuff would actually kind of help out, because I feel like it would just loosen up.
Yeah, like if you're vibing with it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just that, but okay. So imagine you're a model in that room, right?
Model?
Yeah, you're a model. You're the model in that room, and you come in, and there's a photographer with you, and it's just you. You're in that room, dead silent, and he's taking pictures. That's weird. So that's why you gotta add music, because that you're right.
That's like super creepy mode.
Right.
Yeah, post this.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. Unless you're comfortable with the photographer and you guys have done work in the past, sure, that's acceptable. But other than that, like, as if you can make the model loosen up and just feel comfortable around you and the camera, and just get them loose, I think that's the best way. And I think music absolutely is the best way to do that.
And I think that's also why I really like having Alj also behind the camera, because
I was just good with it.
He knows.
He takes a long time.
It takes a long
time. But he
time.
does try to get the perfect picture that he can.
But like that's a double-edged sword in itself. Because like if you say we're trying to shoot at golden hour, right? You obviously don't.
An hour.
Not even.
Yeah.
You have less than that.
Like
30 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're trying to take the picture, and he's trying to set up the thing. Granted, he's gonna have the perfect shot mostly every single time, but he might come out
like five shots.
One or two
shots, right? No, not even one or two good shots. He's gonna come out with 5 perfect shots, but you would want like.
You want to choose.
You want to shoot more.
Not just that, but I feel like at that setting, I feel like those shots would not have the same consistency, because as the hour goes by, the natural light is going to be changing. So then you get different areas. So then it's going to be harder, because then he would also have to adjust
to that
and adapt to the lighting as well. And that's where I think when we first went to the tennis court, we had trouble, because by the time we got there, one, it was already starting to get dark, and two, we were still trying to figure out.
It wasn't even just that though. It was just people were there too on the side that we wanted to.
It was fun. The area that we shot was actually pretty good as well.
Well, yeah, it was fine, but the main piece was in the other court. So if we did get that tennis court first, or like a lot earlier than we did, I think we would have came out with really, really good shots earlier on. But that's the risk you take with golden hour. You gotta be quick. You gotta know what you want to do already, and you gotta know how to pose people. In that case, you were the main model in it anyway, so you were natural in front of the camera. It's just there was not much to work with. The light was going down, it was going away, and it was quick. So no, like nothing to blame, but just we ran out of time.
Yeah, that's also another thing to consider, like the timing and everything of like pretty much just knowing your setting and the time of day that you're shooting. Yeah. Which is kind of just, you gotta have to just play by ear or actually plan ahead of time. Yeah.
You definitely want to get to the spot that you want to go to. If you're shooting golden hour, get there like way
Before
before golden hour.
Way before.
Get a couple shots in and know the feel and the poses that you want. By the time that golden hour comes, you know, you can just recreate the shot. You know. And then you can choose from like the sun, like if it's really, really sunny, and then you can choose from the golden hour type of glow later on. But for this question, I just want to, since we were talking about like Alex taking a long time for shots, would you prefer that, where the person takes a very long time to set up his shots, but the shots are perfect, or a person who can shoot a good amount of shots?
I say good amount of shots, because I want to have.
Because you're gonna find some.
Yeah.
Like in between, there's gonna be some candids. There's gonna be some like good pictures that you want.
Yeah.
So you guys both prefer the person who takes like a good amount of shots compared to the perfectionist.
But yeah, it's like you don't want. It's not saying that
what
the way Alex does is wrong.
No, absolutely
it's just,
not.
If that's gonna be the case, you would have. I feel like that's the type of session where you would have to plan it out. You know what I mean? Like have the specific location and the time of day. That'd be like one of those shots, compared to the person who could take shots. And I feel like you're good at it. you could get multiple shots. Yeah, sometimes they're gonna be blurry, and sometimes.
But you find that diamond in the rough.
Yeah, but you still have a lot of options.
Yeah.
And those I feel like those kind of photographers are very versatile about with everything.
I think they would be the more preferred one, just because I do feel like I agree with you guys where I think people just want to see that there's a lot of quantity out of it instead
and
of
not that you won't find
quality
out of all
but
that.
It's just something that people prefer more. Like they think that they would equate like you didn't have your time wasted if there's like a lot of
and
pictures
it's also
to be
I
able
feel
to
like
choose
it's
from.
also looking for or it's also depending on what the aesthetic you're trying to look for. So like if you're trying to get more animated stuff, I feel like you gotta have to take your time on that one.
Yeah.
But when it comes to just like
shout out to JoJo poses, those shits are impossible.
But when it comes to the ones where you're taking multiple shots, I feel like it's just the best way of doing that would be like more candid kind of
more natural looking like poses and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the best way of looking at it.
All right. So since we already talked about photography and all that, I guess we could talk about our videography in particular. Like, I guess how our YouTube channel technically started and like what kind of inspired us. I think we touched on what inspired us earlier on, but for videography specifically, I think all of us was Justin Escalona.
For sure.
It's not like he was the first person to do it, you know? Neistat, right? Casey Neistat did that. But I think stylistically, he was more different because of... I think he added music. Did Casey add music to his cinematography?
I don't know. I feel like it's just...
Justin Escalona was more cinematic. I feel like Casey Neistat was more like...
Action?
No, he planned out a lot of his shots in a way that it looks so aesthetic.
Right.
Like,
it's not like more of like in the moment kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he like his looks like he planned ahead of time, and where Escalona's was like, oh, this is what I see and this is what I'm gonna film at this point in time.
Like not to knock Justin, but Casey's was more than just cinematics.
Okay.
There's different edits.
Okay.
But like to counter that, like I really vibe with the
I think
cinematics.
That one
but
was...
you could also relate to Justin a little bit more than Casey, because Casey.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like
there's more a vibe to.
Yeah, I feel like 99% of my videos are of the cinematic type.
Right.
But sure.
Someone that you guys didn't touch on earlier for videography, like we kind of brushed this off. David So. David So. When he did the Living Out Loud vlogs, that was my first introduction to vlogs, technically, because I really didn't watch. I didn't watch Escalona like you did earlier on.
I didn't really watch Escalona until you showed me.
I jumped in season 3 with Cam. Shout out to Cam.
I think I started before that.
No,
you did, because you knew Baby Bro.
Yeah.
So you were before that, but I jumped in season 3 with Cam in it. But first one was with David So, doing the Hawaii vlogs and all that. I just fucked with those vlogs just cause.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like it was chill, but like he still had some sort of cinematic aspect to it, but not in your.
It wasn't it wasn't like the Justin Escalona.
It wasn't
cinematic.
like artsy. Yeah. It was like more like life related.
I think it's more natural.
Yeah, more natural things were happening around him.
And it's more than just him taking the file and uploading it.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like, and he made jokes. Like
I guess it would be like a perfect blend of Casey and Justin, you would think? Or
yeah, because Casey, he talks to the camera a lot more. Okay. He sits down and talks to the camera instead of like being out having fun, turning the camera around to you.
Right.
Would you say that
Justin does?
I think Justin does bits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing to knock on bits or anything like that, but I think David was just talking what was happening during that time, whereas Justin's like he'll set up a bit and.
Well, he got into that like later.
Okay.
His earlier stuff.
That's what I was accustomed to.
His earlier stuff was
different.
Vlogging and cinematics.
Okay, so that
remember he all started like even before that, but his vlog I guess his daily docs was gotten more popular when he was in college, like in the dorms. So it was like capturing college / dorm life, and then having I I guess, your regular day to day, but
His
his regular day to day was adventure
Like,
after adventure.
yeah.
well, he did
So
live in
there's more-
Cali. You know what I mean? So
I mean, yeah,
did,
but we could also do that here.
yeah, we could do that.
We could
yeah.
do- we
think so?
It's just it would be a different kind of
Well,
vibe.
do you
but-
think that because he was going to film school, which like he was filming stuff and doing stuff anyway, do you think that that would translate over to us if we were say go to film school?
No, I don't think so. Because
Nah.
if you really like doing photography or videography, I think you would have picked up on your own.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say.
I feel
so
like-
because his work revolves around like filming in general, for us that our lives doesn't really rotate around that because
Right.
we go to college for different, or we went to college for different reasons. So if we were to dedicate the same amount of time that he did, I feel like we would take it up as a job. Like it seemed like it was a
job until
But
he
he
started
enjoyed
getting
it.
to business.
yeah, but he enjoyed it. Like it was a job for him, but for us, it's just for fun. Like what we do is just for fun. It's not saying that he didn't do it for fun either, but he took it way more seriously, and he had the opportunity to take that chance because he was in film school, so he was just naturally filming stuff anyway.
Yeah, but with that, it was like he went to school for filmmaking, not to make cinematics.
Yeah.
I
That's
feel
a
like
good
I feel
point.
like if his world revolved around that, we would see a lot more films, which we don't.
Yeah.
Like
We saw like one film that he made,
probably
right?
has like a
Or
playlist
short
of like
films,
20 videos that are like short films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're still very cinematic.
And it was more
almost
like
a,
documentary
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I do
that's fair.
miss those kind of videos though.
Oh, yeah. But I mean-
my favorite one was the one with Khalid.
Huey Mac? Oh.
No.
Oh yeah,
Khalid.
Khalid, yeah.
This is before he started blowing
Before he
up.
got big, yeah.
Well, it was his
Kylie.
first tour.
Mhm.
It was his first tour.
No, I feel like it was a mixture of that because he met him before
He met him.
No. That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
And
Like,
then-
but he released it around his first tour.
his first tour.
Yeah.
Because I think from what I remember is he DM'd him saying like, "Yo, like your music is dope."
It's
This
fire,
and that.
yeah.
And
Justin
then
has a great taste in music.
he he replied back saying like thanks and all that stuff, but then like maybe a couple months, a year later, he started asking like, hey, Khalid was asking, are you still in Cali, and like, what are you doing, this and that, and then that's when they started linking up,
Right.
and
Legitimately,
lo and
he
behold,
knew.
the rest was history.
Yeah, legitimately, he knew Khalid before he blew up. So,
Mhm.
but I mean, that's one hell of a story. Like, to hit up a person who's like technically unknown.
I feel like he saw his work, and that's probably why they kind of like linked up.
I don't think Khalid was even that mainstream at that point in time, because I remember he
wasn't.
said he was in SoundCloud,
Mhm.
and he released like 3 tracks prior to,
Mhm.
and he wasn't that blown up. But when Justin played him in his vlogs, I think a lot of, because Justin kind of had a little bit of a pull,
A good following.
a
at
good
that
amount
point.
of following. So
Yeah.
Khalid, it's not saying like it's all credit to Justin, but like his name got out there a little bit more, and then I
Yeah,
guess
definitely.
It was
because
Kylie.
SoundCloud rappers and stuff started popping off, people listen to SoundCloud music, and then I guess Kylie ran into his music and started fucking with his music, and that's a humbling story. The
Yeah.
dude graduated the same graduation class as me in high school.
That's
I
crazy.
feel like shit.
Hey
But
man, you're in a different path, okay?
I am in a different path.
So don't put yourself in another person's
Yeah,
path.
yeah. But that's like an amazing story, just because like a dude who's my age, like.
I mean,
so
you
for-
can say that for anybody.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
anyone can do
look
whatever
at
they
all
want.
these
That's,
athletes.
right. That's obviously like if you really have a true passion towards something and you think that you can make money off of it, there's no excuse
Yeah.
for you at this point anymore.
Mhm.
You should just go do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because like he said in his story in like Tiny Desk, he was just like, there was a dude who just hated on my music. He's like, you should stop writing music, but he didn't give him the time of day. He just kept writing and writing music, and then he could have let that one person ruin his dream.
Fuck those haters.
Oh yeah.
And what's it called? He could have stopped making music right there, but he kept at it. So whoever has a dream, just chase after it. You have no excuse at this point. There's so many outlets that you could basically go through. And
Would you say that's our motto for this channel as well?
our motto for this channel
Because I
is
feel like
chase our dreams.
No, I feel like I think it was always like show our world through a lens.
I think that
was always the motto
what
for
our
us.
motto was. Because like we're not really copying. We're not trying to copy anyone in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I take the inspiration from Justin, but I try to
Make it your own.
it's like I'm not doing vlogs,
Right.
but
I feel like like the little snippets that you always do and turn them to cinematics is actually somewhat different because like you're not explaining what's going on and you're not
you kind of just get dropped into a scene and you gotta watch it unfold.
It's like a concept video in itself.
Yeah, a short concept video. You just like
then,
your
like,
recent one, the golfing one. I'm golfing.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
And it's just like it's something short, but like people,
It's like a vlog, but without you talking.
right.
Yeah.
There's some aspects of it, but
explaining
like right. It's just you're just showing what's going on. But even then, like people think, oh, that's easy. You just took a couple clips. Like no, it's a lot harder than just
because
adding
for number one, you have to learn how to edit.
right.
well, not just that, but like also
Which also there's no excuse for that anymore
having
either.
that
You can
continuity
You can edit
to
on your iPhone.
pretty much. I guess like having continuity to storytell without having you to explain what's going on.
I think that's something that a lot of people don't have. Like it's
That takes
hard.
skill, man.
It's hard for people to take a story and just
To make a
just-
story out of
a video
clips
without
that you took.
right without.
It's like someone gave you a puzzle, but they didn't give you the picture on the box.
Yeah, you
So
just
like,
have to
here's
kind
a
of figure.
blank box. Take out all the pieces. Now make something with it.
Yeah. So
I feel like it's more of like you get puzzle pieces, but you're supposed to make something other than a puzzle.
Oh,
That's
that's
kind
a
so
good way
like
of
okay,
putting
so
it.
like what's it called? You get a Lego set.
Yeah,
and instead of
you
following
get a Lego,
instructions,
like,
you
yeah.
make
You
whatever.
make
you make your own.
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
you just make
So
your
it's
own.
like that.
Yeah, I think it's like that.
So like that takes skill and that takes time. You know, it's hard to do
It
that.
is.
I personally can't do that with clips. With me, the way I film is I have
You
to
like to plan things
I like
out.
to plan things out because
I think Joy just goes what's happening, and then
For the most part, yeah. I feel like the vlog that I did, like the trading shoes and pandemic. I mean, I planned that out, but other than that, I kind of just
well, like
take videos.
even the newest one that you sent me, I
Yeah.
think you kind of just worked with what was going on. And
yeah. It
you're
was
like-
kind of. I just wanted to test the gimbal.
And then, well, not just that, but also, like, it was at the moment kind of things like, maybe this would look cool, or maybe this would work, and
Yeah.
then when you had everything laid out, like, all right, what works together in pieces, you know what I mean? So I think for you, it's like more of like in the moment and like, all right, this is what I got, this is what I'm gonna work with. Compared to Andre, he likes to plan things out where like, all right, person A
need
is gonna
this
do
shot,
this.
yeah.
I'm cameraman's gonna be standing here.
I think we're complementary to each other though, because we're for me, where if say we're doing like a feature shoot, right? Like for let's say we do a short film. I think the fact that I can plan out how I want the scene to turn out, but then he can improvise and turn the scene into a different direction of like something that I didn't actually
Because I
personally
feel like
think
we
of.
have a good like understanding of
Right.
each other's what we want,
right
and we're able to like if there's that one missing piece, I feel like normally we're able to like
figure out.
find that piece for
Right.
each other. Yeah.
So I think the fact that we managed to
Now I kind of want
work
to
together.
dabble into doing projects with other people.
I do like. What do you mean by other
I mean,
projects?
yeah, we can ask people and just like
Not
we
for
get
money,
paid
but like
in experience
for fun.
Like
yeah,
we need the experience.
Yeah, we need the experience.
It's funny that you guys mentioned that just because. So recently, our friend Ryan is graduating.
friend.
Our friend Ryan and our friend Vanessa
Ryan.
is graduating from Towson this semester. Congrats to both of them.
Congratulations.
But
Congratulations.
Ryan has has a lot of respect for our work in general, especially photography. The first person that came into Ryan's head when they were asking about graduation pics, because they wanted to take graduation pics together, first person or group that popped into his head was our group.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, not just because we were friends with him and we knew him, but like genuinely he actually liked our work and how we do our things.
Check us out on noun.img on
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yes, sir. But he just genuinely liked our work, and for me, when he asked that, I was like, I'm flattered that you thought of us as a group to do your graduation pictures, because like personally, we don't really work with other people
We don't-
outside our group.
Yeah,
I
it's
think we
kinda-
need to do more networking.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
It's
Because
so,
most of our photo shoots is just
us.
to hang out.
Exactly.
right, but so this is why I'm very afraid, and we touched on it earlier too. I'm afraid to do projects with other people. You said that,
Because of the outcome.
right, because of the outcome.
That's what I'm scared of.
because
As far as pictures, like videos, I honestly, I feel confident enough. Like we'll bang out a good video.
right, but with
It's the same thing with me too, with like editing. Like I don't know if because how I see things might be different to how people see things.
But that's where communication comes in, where you have to
I
talk to
guess,
the person and work with them, and they have to work with you. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, what were you saying?
But Ryan was like, when he asked me, he was like, "How much do you charge?" And obviously, for a friend,
experience, bro.
I'm not charging money. You know, we're friends, so I'm never gonna charge you guys for a photo shoot because it's just like we're friends. So, but when he hit me with that question, the reason why, and I figured this out in my head, the reason why I don't give a rate of how much I would to do a photo shoot is just because I personally
Generally, you don't have
I don't have
experience.
experience and I
Exactly.
don't know. So the best way for me, and if you're a new photographer, I think this is the route you should take too. If you feel nervous about a shoot, you should do the shoot and then you should give a minimum.
Give the prod. No, I'd say give the end product.
Yeah.
Like at least when you're starting out, give the end product and
You should at least
See.
give a minimum rate
Yeah.
of how much you think you worked, and then the person can either pay that rate or they can tip you higher. But give the product first, and then see if they like it, and then tell them how much you think your work is worth. Obviously, don't be crazy about it, but like be reasonable.
Give me $500.
Right.
Right.
Be reasonable about it, but. If you're a starting photographer, I think that's the route you should take. You know, humble yourself. You know, you don't want to start off saying like, "Hey, I do work and it's like
Remember
worth
that
$300."
One instance of
With
Ryan's
Ryan's
friend.
group? Yeah. Did you ever see those pictures?
Bro,
is that the one where it was like Andre should have been there?
yes.
Yeah, I remember
It was
that.
like the
Was
group.
It,
It was a
they
group.
paid $100, $50.
It was $50, and
Bro.
and the pictures.
Oh, the one where he was dark as hell.
Yes.
Yeah, and we thought that was just edited dark, but the original photos were way darker. Like they were extremely dark.
Do you
I
think I,
remember
could have
that.
took a better picture on my iPhone?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
The dude looked
you
like-
could have shot an auto for a better picture.
The dude looked like the exposure was like at the lowest setting. It wasn't that it was blurry because
Maybe
it wasn't.
was
nighttime,
just
bro.
It was just no, it was not dark time. It was not nighttime. It was cloudy, but that should not give you the reason why.
Whoever
it's
you
that
are,
dark.
change your profession.
He has a page. He has a professional page where his
We
work,
need that page right now.
Ryan showed me the page. I'll put the link down in the description.
Nah,
here,
don't blow him up like that.
But what's it called? He had a page. His work genuinely was like not even okay. It was pretty good.
Oh yes, no, I remember.
His work was good.
The things on his page
We're good.
did not
Really?
equate to the product that was given out.
I think for him it was like I'm only getting paid $50. I'm only gonna give you
No,
out 50
see, I don't
bucks of
think that
work.
should be your
That's not how it
mentality.
should be though. You should be like
Because by the time you continue to do more projects, your reputation
It's gonna be
Yeah.
shit.
is gonna be shit.
I mean,
Well,
at least
you should
it's
have
like,
been upfront with it at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like instead of scamming them of their money.
at least that $50 pays for Adobe for 2 months.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's
2.5
just
months.
So it's just like you should have just been upfront with it, cause like
Like,
his
yeah.
work. If it is his work, I'm assuming it is his work.
I don't know now.
I'm giving him credit.
I'm
I'm
questioning.
giving him credit.
Bro,
But
well, off camera, I think I can find it.
but
Right.
I'll ask
but
Ryan.
based on his work, don't you think he could take a
Yeah,
way better photo?
Looking at the website, it looks legit. But looking at that picture, does not equate.
It looks like he rolled out of bed and then
It's like,
just
yeah, let
was
me take
like,
out my
fuck.
iPhone 4 real quick.
Not even the iPhone 4. It wasn't that it was blurry. It was just dark. It was
Yeah.
way.
Wait, he has a
underexposed.
website?
Yeah,
I think I remember it.
You do? Right? Do you remember his work?
He took a picture of like a window.
I don't
That,
know.
yes,
He took a
there's, like,
picture of like
different,
a dude
a
in
light
like
pose.
like a
portrait
like,
pictures and all that stuff.
yeah. So his work didn't equate to what was shown at that rate.
Goodness.
good lord, it was dark. But
See, that's also another thing I'm afraid of, man.
well, that's why you have to show. I don't know why, but I feel like he didn't show him the whole time. I feel like he just took the pictures
took
and
the
said it was
pictures
good,
and was like,
Bro.
and he didn't do this. He didn't.
Yeah, because
show.
like after like 10 pictures, we always
Like, yeah.
Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check this out.
I feel like that's something that photographers
And then also
need to
when
do
we
too.
upload the pictures, we kind of go.
Yeah, we
through
also just chill
now,
on the computer
Now
and
we
look.
do.
Yeah, now we're looking through, scrolling, and deleting the pictures we're not gonna edit, so we don't waste storage. But yeah, but that's why we never took up projects. I feel like we can take
I think we should
projects.
be
I think we
bold.
can start now.
2021, we coming, bro.
I don't know, pandemic's still hard.
Hey,
but
man, just one at a time.
I don't gotta be close to take your picture.
That's true, and you got a
Exactly.
face mask, so that's safe.
Exactly.
And as long as we're in a secluded area, I mean that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, or even in the city, sometimes it gets quiet anyway. So
I want to
it's fine.
see what Alge can do.
Oh yeah.
More and
Absolutely,
more.
he knows how to frame his stuff. It's great. It makes like his latest shoots
No, I
with
feel
you
like I'm
guys.
not contributing.
You're editing. What do you mean?
No, because I'm just right in front of the camera, dog.
Well, you're editing stuff too, so that's contribution in itself.
but it's just like here and there.
I cut audio,
You
and I
know how to
cut
do
stuff
Photoshop
into
and stuff. I feel like I should learn more Photoshop.
Photoshop is fun when you get it right. When
Because
you don't know
I
how
also-
to
Yeah,
get
when
it-
you don't, it's like.
Okay,
it's
but
like,
I also
whoa.
want to know how to do like changing the lighting of the background and stuff like
There's
that.
there's
So
like
instead of
there's
Japan, search up Photoshop.
there's
Hey
less
man, we're coming.
there's
Don't worry.
lessons in Adobe that you can do basic stuff and you can learn.
Should I go on Skillshare?
They probably do have decent stuff.
Speaking of Skillshare, just kidding. We're not sponsored
We
yet.
wish.
we wish we were sponsored, but
But if you're listening, hit us up.
but to bring back to projects and like our videography stuff, I guess I want to touch on like what originally started this YouTube channel for us. Like,
I think it was just a way to creative outlet. To be honest with you,
I feel like
it was a
'Cause
creative space for
to be
all of
honest,
us.
Joey was like the main person driving this whole thing.
You were pushing for the channel at least.
Yeah.
I was just
And
pushing
then
for the
we
video.
kind of just like chilled out, and then we were like,
We didn't even
this-
chill out. We went frozen.
Yeah.
we were at Captain America in
Hibernation.
ice. And you're just like,
But,
welcome back, Cap.
No, well the thing is, and then people started doing podcasts at home during quarantine. I was like, dude, we
We
can
can
fucking
do that.
do this, man. Like,
It was
talk in
also,
front of the camera,
it's also the
just
funding.
chill.
Like because of quarantine.
That is true.
Because of quarantine, we were given like government money and like. well,
We're good used to
we
it.
put
Might as well,
good
might
used
as
to
well,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is stuff that we couldn't afford before. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Like these mics themselves. Like if I were to buy these mics and this gear now,
Well,
or before
money
with
aside, I feel like we could have put more out. I think it's just, I didn't think we really had a motivation to continue to produce things and
make
And also
videos.
think of
put out.
stuff.
Yeah.
Because like the first video was because I got my heart broken, and then we
But-
even filmed it after I was fine. Like I was over it.
But like we had a fun process of doing it, and that's
Yeah.
probably what motivated us to like
Come back to it.
to go into the channel. And then we're I think recently when it was the pandemic, we are just like we are playing video games every single day. And we're
Yeah.
not doing anything productive out of it. Not that I don't enjoy playing video games, but it was just like at first we were like we should get into streaming, but streaming seemed like a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, maybe we could just go back to YouTube and just do stuff. And then we me and Ryan were actually the first to talk about, hey, we should make a podcast.
Yeah.
And me and Ryan have been talking about it since our sophomore year of college. And we were like, yeah, we're going to do it. We never went to it. And then basically with this pandemic, we're just like, fuck it. We're going to go for it now. And we're going to get serious about our stuff. And here we are, you know?
Hey man, it only took one pandemic to bring this whole YouTube channel to
Yes, sir.
I mean, we're posting more stuff, and I would say that our stuff is quality, and our production value
it's
definitely
getting
increased
there,
every
dude.
single time. It's not like we're putting out half-assed products or anything like that. We're always taking this pretty seriously for like a low-stakes thing for us. You know, it's not like our
Don't worry.
lives depend on it.
What if, like, let's put it this way, what if like 5 years from now, people see this and be like,
I fucks with this channel.
they have the
And
juice.
it's like, where are they now?
And then they'll be hitting us like, don't worry, bro, we're on it.
Yeah.
It's
Let me
like-
dust off the background real quick.
But like it took this pandemic just for us to be able to actually just financially, I think that was the main problem. It's like
Yeah,
a lot
we
of
didn't really
us
have a
didn't
lot
have
of
the
the
gear.
stuff.
Right.
But I think we always had that creative energy. We just never had the financial stability to be able to buy all this type
We
of
also
stuff.
don't have the time
We
Yeah.
used to have a lot of time.
because we have the most extensive archive of video ideas.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's in the archive.
It's in the archive.
It's
That's
in
been
the
a
archive.
running joke for us because we have so many fucking ideas just in the background.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. I'll make it happen. Don't worry.
We still have a couple short films.
Yeah.
In the works.
In the works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not even in the works.
Foolish Man's Prayer needs a
Needs a rebuttal.
sequel.
Oh. But yeah, just the YouTube channel was like literally dead, and then we just jumped back on it all of
Yeah.
a sudden. I'm pretty sure. I think someone hit me up who originally followed us in the beginning. It's like, oh, you guys are making videos again. I was just
really?
like, yeah. I was like, yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
We're back from the
No,
dead.
I feel like every time we brought out the camera, like when we did the spicy ramen,
Yeah.
Josh was like, "Oh, dang mangoes, we back."
But we never
We
posted.
never posted it.
Well, I think for us, we're so perfectionist. Like we're perfectionists too.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the aspect is like, I think this was low quality. We could have done this a lot better and stuff. But I mean, at least we're doing stuff
We gotta,
now.
yeah. Like at this point, it's just we gotta do to learn.
Yeah. At least we're
Whatever.
doing stuff now.
Yeah.
And I think podcast was like the easiest route, just because it's just really easy to just talk in front of a camera and talk
Yeah.
with your friends, you know, and you can just talk about different things, and it's just an easier route than, you know, pushing out like
Right.
not film concept, like short films and like concept
Half-assed
ideas and stuff, and when we don't have that much technical experience with all of it. And,
Yeah.
but it'll come with it. At least we're putting out content in our
yeah.
channel, you know what I mean? And it's not half-assed, it's actually like legitimate content that we put out.
Yeah.
So to round this whole video up,
Oh,
because we're also running out of time.
yeah. So
battery.
I'll mention the reason for the name change.
Go ahead.
So reason for the name change is basically to kind of unite our pages that we already currently have in our
Social media.
in our social media space. We already had this Instagram page, noun.img.
I think we had dank mangoes longer
We had it, but it was just
inactive.
It was inactive, and also it was just a name that we kind of were
A placeholder.
like a placeholder
Yeah,
name.
we kind of just needed a name to get it started.
Right, we just wanted a name to put out there.
And how that came about was there was a mango on the table.
And Joe
we
Yap,
said-
Joe Yap
Yap
kept
sent
saying-
us dank memes.
Yeah, and he kept saying dank over and
So-
over again.
Ergo.
There it goes.
Add
Dank
production to
mangoes
that.
productions.
Yes, sir.
And
that-
to round it up, what is one goal for this page for 2021?
this page or the YouTube channel or just overall, I guess it's
overall, the whole
Overall
brainstorm.
for noun.
Yeah. You go
I'll start
first.
off. I definitely do want to have a short film by the end of the year. At least it doesn't have to be long. It could be 5 minutes. It could be like 8
Could be
minutes.
short, you know.
Yeah, it could be short, you know. But I do want to have that like a really well done and well produced film out in our channel.
Joey.
I mean, for me, I guess it'd be nice to work with some newer faces. Not saying like I don't like, you know,
Yeah.
you guys
No,
are my
no, no,
boys,
no.
but like, I mean, just to be able to get our names out there.
True.
Like, regardless if it comes with fame, it's just at least our names are out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that we can branch out with that with our other show, Sold Out, or we bring guests in
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But the pandemic kind of made it hard for us to
For sure,
bring in guests
for
because
sure.
it's just like we film at the house. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And yeah,
I think for me would be just to pump out more content. Whether if it's a short 5-minute shoe review, or an hour-long podcast like this one,
or photography maybe.
or more.
I feel like we push our photography
I mean,
now.
Do
yeah,
it? Okay.
we always do.
Yeah.
But more on the videography side. I think
From cinematic shorts to short videos
Yeah.
to podcasts.
those
Yeah.
would be really good.
Okay.
So yeah.
I think that short films are not going to be feasible like to pump out like every month.
It doesn't have to be right.
But I do
But-
just want like one or two,
Yeah.
maybe by the end of next year. Yeah,
Maybe like one per season.
Yeah.
that'd be good too. But I love doing these podcasts with you
Yeah.
guys. It's just a way that we could just like it's an excuse for us to hang out.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It is another
Yeah,
excuse.
it's just an excuse for us to hang out. But we're just like we're able to make something productive out of it and make content out of it just by like talking and stuff. Because
Yeah.
normally we do this anyway, guys.
Yeah.
We talk in front of the camera. We talk amongst each other anyway. So why not just put our thoughts out there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's like whenever we all get around together, like we gather around to watch a final product,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and like you can see like how proud everybody is. I feel like that's it for me.
That's
Yeah.
the cherry on top.
Yeah.
That's like, hey, I did it.
Mhm.
But that ends it for this podcast.
For the very first Noun Talks
Noun
Noun
Talks
Talks
episode.
Yeah.
Check us out on all our social media at noun.img. We will be on Twitter soon. What other platforms we got?
For now, I think we'll stick
maybe
with
try Facebook. We'll dabble there.
Maybe.
See how that goes.
But
You can make a LinkedIn.
IG, you know.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I do want to get more interaction with people. So please leave a comment below and ask us or tell us
If you have any questions.
Yeah, let us
ask
know
us
how you're
questions,
feeling
or
that day.
tell us what other
Or
topics
just
you
say
want us to
hi.
touch on. You know what I mean? But till next time, guys. We're out. Peace.
Peace.